I'm Sophia and welcome back to the Young Leaders podcast. Today I'm joined by a very special guest host, Amy. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Amy. I am the YMCA Go project lead and a youth ambassador for YMCA England and Wales. And today we're going to be doing a podcast on the recommendations of the youth consultation. And we have three special guests with us today.
My name is Kim and I'm in year 10 at St Margaret Ward here in Staffordshire.
Hi, my name is Rolf. I'm in year 10 at St Margaret Ward.
Hi, my name is Gad. I'm a student at St Margaret Ward in year 10.
How do you feel about living in Stoke-on-Trent as a young person? What have your experiences been in the area? What do you like? What don't you like about living here?
And please be honest as well. We want your honest opinions. We don't want, if you think there's something negative about Stoke, please do share as well. This is a free platform here.
Well, personally, I haven't lived here my whole life because a lot of kids say they quite like it here. But for somebody who used to live in a city that was packed with a lot of people, I used to see many personalities, and so I just really liked it there. But personally, I would say Stoke-on-Trent is a bit boring, and they don't really provide a lot of opportunities for young people. But it's also a good place because it's less young people getting exposed to bad characters. It might be a good place for you to grow up and become independent without any negativity.
That's really interesting actually, because I also didn't live in Stoke my whole life. I moved when I was younger and I actually really like it in Stoke. But I think times have changed a lot since, you guys as young people are growing up and how we grew up. I could play outside, it wasn't really an issue, there was no danger. I would run off with my friends, but I don't think that's a thing now, is it? I might say it's boring, which... yeah,
that's a fair assessment.
I think in comparison to a city, obviously there isn't that much to do, but that's why we love doing these podcasts, because we want to get these opinions to say, well, what can we do more? Can we do more for people in the city? Obviously, you guys are doing experience on YMCA Go, and you've seen how many youth clubs we do every week and how many activities, and actually there is things for young people to do if they know about it. So that's interesting. That is.
Along Kim's idea, Stoke-on-Trent is just all the regular cities in England. It has its pros and cons of how it is along the whole city. It is boring if especially someone like me that just moved into Stoke-on-Trent 6 months ago. I come from a very loud city. The city doesn't even sleep.
So city is it?
Leicester.
Oh, Leicester is busy.
Really? I've never been. What is Leicester like?
Leicester is such a diverse city. It's so interesting because you might think that you're going to a place and you might find everyone just like you. That's so wrong, because there's different various people there, different personalities, different styles.
So do you miss that diversity here?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Okay. And what city is it that you're from, Kim?
London.
London. Wow, London and Leicester. Honestly, Stoke is a massive change then, isn't it?
Exactly.
Very happy.
What about you, Gad?
Personally, with my experience, because I've lived in Stoke my entire life, I believe that one of the worst things about Stoke is the pollution is really bad. When you just walk around, there's loads of bottles, wrappers, and there's loads of cigarettes on the floor. So I think that's one of the worst things about Stoke. Positive about Stoke is that there are various backgrounds, various characters, and there's a vast community.
That's interesting to have someone here with us who has lived in Stoke-on-Trent all his life, and then we've got two people who are sort of new to the area, and it will be interesting to see how your experiences are different.
Yeah, and how they differ in your opinions of what Stoke needs as well.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
it'd be interesting to, I know, Kim, before the podcast, you'd mentioned you want to be a pilot, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Is that something you can do in Stoke?
Not really, because when it comes to college, I used to have an idea of actually going to Manchester. The colleges here in Stoke-on-Trent don't really offer the course I want to do. So yeah, you don't really get a lot of opportunities to go for your career. You can't really do a whole career in Stoke-on-Trent, or job opportunities are quite also low too.
And I think because Stoke's always been known as an industrial city, hasn't it? I think it depends what you want to do as well. Being a pilot, I don't think I've ever met anyone that actually wants to be a pilot, so that's really cool.
Yeah, because it's really hard. 1% of people become a pilot. It's not.
Wow.
You need to have a backup if you want to do something like that, because not everybody gets into it.
And what's your backup?
It will probably something to do with health.
So you've got good aspirations then. So would you say, is it fair to say for all of you living in Stoke, do you think you need more aspirations set in then, and we need more people to build those aspirations in Stoke?
Yeah.
Yeah? And then Gad, you mentioned about like there being loads of litter on the floor. Would you say that you're proud to live in Stoke, or how would you describe that then with that litter in the city?
In my opinion, like, we're a bit embarrassed to live in Stoke. It's a pretty small city, and like the pollution just like ruins it.
Many people feel the same way. I believe the whole context for this conversation is the youth consultation that we'll get into in a minute. So many of the young people that we talked to during that consultation told us that they feel like Stoke-on-Trent is not a place to be proud of. It's a place that you need to leave to grow, to develop yourself, to achieve your dreams. It's very sad that many young people feel that staying means settling for them. Do you feel like you would want to leave Stoke, Gad, once you finished your education here? And do you feel that more doors would be open to you in other cities?
In my opinion, like Stoke is not really like the best to find like high-paying jobs and like jobs that like what to do. Like other cities, you could easily find better jobs with better salaries.
What do you want to do when you're older, Gad? Or you're not sure yet, which is fair. You're still so young. You just want the opportunity to choose what you want. So, like, obviously with Kim, you want to be a pilot. And I know, did you say dermatologist?
Yeah.
Both really, really aspirational goals. And it's just knowing that you'd like to know that where you live, you could pursue those opportunities.
Yeah.
Should we move into the recommendations now, talk a bit about what we are planning to do here in the city, what we are planning to achieve with young people? You all guys had the chance to read through the recommendations, make yourself familiar with the youth consultation reports that we published a couple months ago. What would you say stuck out to you as the most important of the 10 recommendations? Let's start with you, Kim.
Improving mental health and more opportunities. I feel like what builds up on mental health is, you know how there's not much opportunities to get young people to come together and actually start understanding that there are different people out there, but you can also learn to accept people, makes them like start maybe cyberbullying, spending most of their time on their phones, and that could also cause mental health problems because you're not really going out there, you're just exposing yourself to like what goes on the internet. 12.8% of 5 to 19-year-olds in Stoke-on-Trent suffer from mental health, and I feel like that's like quite concerning.
It's a shocking number.
Yeah, it is a shocking number. Poverty also, like, you know, and they're not receiving the necessary support that they need. So more activities need to be out there for kids, not spend most of their time doing things that will not help them, or like social media, because that causes depression because you're always alone. You're not getting out there, meeting other kids.
So yours embedded quite a few then, I think, of the recommendations. Obviously, you want to improve mental health within youth and young people, but it's also actually having that proactive approach and going out there and having that shared understanding of cultures and having that shared understanding of different people, but also having activities to access so their mental health doesn't actually get that bad in the first place. That is something that the YMCA and the Youth Collective and lots of other people and organisations across the city are trying to improve on, having those open access services where people can come and can be understood. So I think that is really interesting to hear from a young person as well, so thank you.
Do you connect to what Kim was saying? What was the most important aspect of the recommendations that resonated with you?
I think mental well-being, because Stoke-on-Trent, I do agree, has cultural understanding across community. There's different cultures, backgrounds, different people in Stoke-on-Trent, I do agree. But what lacks the most is understanding everyone's backgrounds and actual culture, which then when people don't understand it, kind of tends to judging. You might judge a person and then they might be like, I don't care what other people say. Whereas you might meet someone, you might judge it and they're very sensitive where they come from or what they do. So I feel like understanding more and putting yourself in the person's shoes, trying to feel what the other person feels before you make different various comments about people. If you're a sensitive person, young people out in Stoke-on-Trent that come from various backgrounds and cultures that do get negative comments every day of their life, which then affects their mental health as well. And then that's when they'll start drug use and they get attracted to bad behavior, which then impacts their life and their future. Because of the drug use and already having this kind of thought of, I'm never going to be anything in the future because of this and that, it might also ruin everything in their life, which then the only person you can blame is the person that is going on their phone typing or opening their mouth before thinking is going to impact such bad stuff into someone's life and they might not even see it.
Yes, these comments can be very hurtful for the person and for the community as well, like you pointed out, because if I understood your point correctly, if we don't have groups who can exchange ideas, hang out together and interact, then it can be a very isolating experience in the community. Do you feel like we need to bring together different groups and create events where they can all meet and chat and get to know each other a bit more?
Yeah, and trying to meet different people. Don't try to meet people that are just like you, because that then creates a narrative of everyone around you is just like you, whereas that's not right. You have to try to meet different people that have different styles and different ways of doing their things in life.
I think how you two have both described what you think Stoke needs comes full circle, really, because if we do have that cultural understanding and we have those activities in place and we foster that sense of, like, we accept other communities, diverse communities that come together as one, we might then start to have more pride where we live as well. So, yeah, that's really interesting. Would you say, Rofa, that you think that this is specific to Stoke, or would you say it's specific across all cities?
All the cities. In Stoke, I could say that when it comes to the cultural understanding, I feel like here there's different, as I said, different cultures and backgrounds, whereas in maybe Leicester or London, the population is quite big and there's very different kind of religions, race, cultures and backgrounds. So yeah, I think it does apply to each city in England.
Amazing. And beautiful advice as well. So everybody listening and watching us right now, I think it's very well worth reflecting on these thoughts that the young people are sharing right now. God, what was the point that resonated with you the most in the consultation?
My choice was expanding access for opportunities such as volunteering. Stoke, you don't really do volunteering, like many people don't do volunteering or hobbies. Many people really just stay at home, isolated, not really speaking. So I think with hobbies and volunteering, which could be an important factor for people, it could really benefit people with their personal growth. I believe participation and volunteering should be more important, you know, because obviously, like, summer's coming and, like, the weather's getting more hot. So I believe, like, people should really be outside and not just stay inside.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Brilliant.
Yeah. And what have you seen being here as an apprentice, looking at the work that YMCA Go does? Do you think that these sort of programs are helping bring together the community, helping young people get more access to careers, experiences that can help them progress in the future?
Yeah, YMCA is just like, it's fantastic at their job. Like, it's fantastic at, like, bringing people together. It's fantastic at, like, just making connections with people. And it's just a fantastic experience for, like, people, and like it's just really beneficial and like helps so much people. And I'm always grateful for that.
Oh, thank you. That's lovely to hear.
Yeah. I believe that we managed to cover a lot of topics that we don't normally discuss or talk about in the city. So thank you for opening those doors for further conversation to take place in the city. Unfortunately, I think that's all the time we had for today. I think we could go on and on about these topics all day. What do you think, Amy?
I think that's, and obviously, as you can tell, there is definitely young people that do have these opinions about Stoke and do want that change and are passionate about their futures. So it's just the YMCA, other organisations implementing that change for you guys. Thank you so much for coming in and speaking with us today. It's really nice to have a different perspective. It's a fresh perspective. It's the youngest people we've ever had on the podcast. So, you know, hats off to you guys. You've come in, you've given your opinions, and you've done really, really well. So thank you very much for coming.
We just wanted to say thank you for having us. This was a really great opportunity for us to like go out there and like give you guys our opinions. Maybe that will change in the future. So thank you so much.
No, thank you guys. Thank you guys for taking the time to come in and talk to us about your ideas for the future of the city. Make sure to subscribe to YMCA North Staffordshire on YouTube and follow us on all our social media for more updates on what we do to make young people's future brighter in Stoke-on-Trent.